What's up? We're back finally,
Yeah,
and we figured we'd do a video on Cam Newton's debut.
the game just ended.
The game just ended. Yeah, we just wanted to come up. The energy was still going, and do a video on this on his debut in New England. And we're pretty excited about the result of that game, how he looked and everything.
Oh yeah,
He looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked like vintage 2017 Cam.
That's what I initially said. I'm like, he
Yeah.
looks like he did in 2017. A lot of runs, and they kind of had that New England look to them too. Like a lot of like high percentage passes. Like they weren't just shooting it downfield like the Panthers did with them all the time.
So for if anybody didn't watch, opening drive, 2 quarterback runs back-to-back plays. Hadn't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, even on the Panthers, they haven't done that.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in a long time. He had a pretty good stat line. I think you had it pulled up. 15 for 19.
So he went 15 for 19. I believe it was for 155 yards. I'll just double check though, just to make sure.
But 75 rushing.
Yeah, 155 yards, 15 for 19. And I know the yard total isn't that much, but they really didn't. They kind of just played just ball control, just kind of.
It was more of a
like it was like they had control of the game the whole time.
Yeah, it was more of a we're up, let's not get crazy kind of a tempo.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of like look at their schedule and they're like, all right, we got Dolphins. Like this is a pretty winnable game. Like if we don't have to, we won't pull out everything we're gonna do with Cam because there's still a lot of unknowns. I think that we didn't even see. They didn't like scratch the surface of what they're gonna do with him.
There's also about probably about 40 to 50 yards worth of passes that could have been counted. You had the Harry. That was like a 30-yard play right there. There was a fumble out of the back.
I guess he might have got the yards for that still, but
it
should have been another touchdown. So basically, N'Keal Harry got it, and it was like a little I think it was like a swing pass out there, and he like fumbled it, and it went like out through the end zone, which is a touchback.
Yeah.
So they lost that possession. I think they were going to call Cam's number again on the one and get him that third rushing touchdown.
Julian Edelman dropped he had it.
It had to be like a 20-yard pass.
Probably. Yeah, probably about 20 yards, and there was another drop that was 10-ish yards maybe. I might be a little off. So, he potentially, and these were clearly drops. There were some plays that Cam didn't deliver the best ball on, but these were just pure drops.
And then there was one where the packet collapsed, and then he kind of just like got out and just threw like a long shot.
Away.
And it honestly was kind of just a throwaway pass, but it was like almost completed still. It was to Edelman in the corner of the end zone on the right side. I was surprised that he got that close just trying to get out of the... Like, it was kind of just like a throwaway pass, but it still looked like it might get completed.
But honestly, overall...
Dude, he looked really sharp.
Yeah, overall, I'm really happy with what I saw. It was about everything I expected. I didn't...
I was didn't think they would have run him that much, honestly. I thought they would probably do it a little bit just to keep the defense guessing, but they did it a pretty good amount.
There was nothing that... as far as Cam's performance, there's nothing that shocked me. There's nothing that I didn't know that I thought he was capable of.
I thought they would let him air it out a little bit more, but then again, like I said earlier, I think they're kind of like, listen, we'll let him do that next week or, whenever we need him to. We don't want to reveal everything yet.
And we talked about it. There was one play where he cranked it back and was ready to let it fly. He changed his mind at the last minute and dumped it off to James White.
Yeah, when we were watching it, he was about to just do like probably a risky throw. You couldn't really see
he wound up pretty tight.
But then he kind of did this sensible option, checking it down. But I think the old Cam would just bomb that and threw it in a high risk situation. But he was trucking people. Like he ran over, I'd say like at least 3 or 4 guys. Like they had at the end of the game whenever he got that, whenever he went for that first down conversion. It was on 3rd down, I think. And he like jumped and like ran over somebody and then kind of like turned and then kind of like tried to inch it back, but they were off by a couple inches, I think. And then the next play, I think they just had him go up the middle and he ran over somebody again.
And you said something in the middle of the game about he moved into top 50 in total rushing touchdowns for players.
Right. Yeah, I believe he is tied with Terrell Davis, Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis
for top 50 rushing, top 50 players.
It's pretty insane.
Rushing touchdowns.
I know Terrell Davis only played 7 years, but the guy's a former MVP running back, Hall of Famer.
Cam's got
pretty insane.
Cam's got 60 rushing touchdowns now.
That's pretty wild, yeah.
That's
60 rushing touchdowns. That's outrageous. And he could probably keep piling them on, especially the way they were using them today. I think he would have had that third one if N'Keal Harry didn't fumble it through the end zone. They got touchback.
But yeah, there's nothing that I was glad to see him back. It was awesome to see him play. But like I said, I knew Cam was capable of this the whole time.
I knew he could do it because I think people were overreacting about the injuries. Like people do this thing where they were like combining the injuries together. Yeah, and they were like
it's 2 separate injuries.
So the shoulder was fine. The shoulder was good. And you probably wouldn't really know unless you're like a local fan, but like I went to Fan Fest, so it was the time where the shoulder was fine, and the foot had not been hurt yet in preseason against, ironically, the Patriots in preseason last year.
Yeah.
So I saw him bombing the ball down the field 30, 40, 50 yards at Fan Fest. So I knew his shoulder was fine. So people keep bringing that up, but it's only the foot. That's the list sprain injury. It's like, dude, like the shoulder's been fine. Like it's just the foot. Like why do we keep like, oh, is the shoulder and the foot fine? It's like, I mean, I know you kind of have to like look into it a little bit to know the shoulder's good, but I think people kind of get like, especially the media, it's like kind of lazy journalism. The fact that they still think the shoulder is an issue. Like he was bombing it last year when he was hurt. Still,
it's
but yeah, it was a great uplifting kind of thing to watch. So it was awesome.
It was a nice refresher to see Cam back out on a football field and full healthy, fully capable Cam. It was just. We were so excited. We got some videos of us reacting to the first touchdown, and
you're probably getting a little too excited. Honestly,
we were getting a little bit screaming and hollering. It was pretty good.
I think we needed that, but that was,
I mean, listen, the Panthers' performance. We watched it simultaneously. I just want to touch on it real quick.
We had both televisions on.
Yeah, we had two TVs going. They played good. It's a young group. It's a new group. A lot of new pieces.
New head coach. There was no continuity from last year whatsoever.
Throughout the game, there were points they were winning. They were up. I mean, they played all right. They didn't.
I thought they were out of it honestly when it was 27-15. I was like, I don't know. I don't think they have the capability to come back.
Took over the league.
They honestly should have. They had control. Really, they were in control. I mean, they had the ball like with enough time to score.
Teddy had some really good throws. Teddy's
pocket presence would impress me.
Yeah, he did a really good job. But we were never doubters of Teddy Bridgewater here. We were just more disappointed in the organization for letting Cam go a little prematurely, in our opinion.
Right.
You know, it wasn't. We had no ill will towards Teddy Bridgewater. There's some fans who do, but not us. We want the best out of Teddy.
I thought it made more sense to keep Cam, and honestly, the way that game ended, it kind of didn't make sense to have him because you told me he wouldn't have gotten that first down. Just tell me. He did it about 5 times in the New England game and countless other times in the Panthers. But I like Teddy Bridgewater, though. I think that was a pretty good debut for him. I mean, he looked really technically sound. He looked pretty comfortable in the pocket. He actually had some good rushes himself.
And he clicks with the receivers well.
Him and Robbie Anderson have a big-time serious connection, I think.
It's good.
And he had some good rushes. He had some awesome scrambles today, too, himself.
We want the best for him. You know, it's not like I want the Panthers to do bad. I mean, I'm sitting here right after the game wearing a Panther shirt still. I want him to do good. But, yeah, it's a good day for Cam Newton today.
Yeah, that was a very uplifting thing to watch.
It was a rewarding day for a lot of invested fans who are real big Cam Newton fans. It feels good.
We don't want to get too long like on a lot of our other videos. You'll see it's about like 8 minutes right here, but we just kind of wanted to touch base with everybody and give you guys another video since we haven't.
But these are coming back. You know, we've done some rearranging in our little studio here, so we're back ready to do videos. We both got the time now, so be expecting more. We'll see you next time. I like it.
That was perfect.